Is it? Yeah. Hi, folks. You're with Tacitus today, your pushback channel, and thank you for joining this audio radio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about what clearly is a central war room. It's a war room to strategize and discuss tactics, discuss talking points, feeding propaganda to the media, making public announcements. It's a fully coordinated war room to prevent President Trump from being re-elected or to stop any prominent influential politician, and Trump being the most sort of prominent of those. And the only reason they're trying to stop him is because he's not fully on board with the globalist project, and they can't own him, and that's the only reason. So let's just have a look at this now. One thing I guess has surprised me is that it's such a blatantly coordinated, centrally coordinated and controlled from top to bottom, 360 degrees. It's got tentacles to media, to the Justice Department, to various state governments in the United States, into the United Nations, into international NGOs. There's a massive coordination of groups that are out there to try and illegally, in my view, given its election interference on a grand scale, to prevent President Trump again from being elected to the office of president or any public office, really. So, excuse me. So I don't know why this isn't a headline story. It should be the biggest story. Now, we all know that there's interference and there's but the mainstream media that are, of course, controlled by the same people that are trying to use lawfare to get at Trump, they're not reporting on it or reporting on it in such a way that very prejudicially presents President Trump as already guilty of something. They don't actually say what. Therefore, any legal verdict against him is just proof of the prejudicial position they're taking against him. But let's just have a little look. Now, the media reports that the attempts to remove President Trump from, say, the 2024 ballot or ginning up the supposed insurrection, all that nonsense, which a bit like, the gender pay gap. It's been disproved thoroughly time and time again, this insurrection thing. But because all the media, it's the talking point that the war room tells them to keep on repeating, then it's something that many people go, well, I guess if every media station is saying it, it must be some truth to it. And of course, that's the deception that they rely on. But so the idea of all these law cases against Trump, they're presented as it's just grassroots. It's concerned citizens. They're protecting the democracy. Of course, nothing could be further from the truth. What they don't mention, I'm just looking at one here. This is just one, and this is not mentioned. I couldn't find this anywhere, even in the centre right or the independent media. I couldn't find this, but. In one of these attempts to take Trump off the ballot and have this is a legal case against him for the insurrection and thus to disqualify him from holding public office. Now, what they don't say, and I couldn't find this, and this took me 5 minutes online. I mean, it's not hard, that the lawyer who's filed the suits is actually currently a Democrat Party advisor. He's a strategist and advisor to the Democrat Party in the United States, and he's the lead lawyer on this case. Now, somehow he's managed to get his hands on a fairly substantial sum of money. All the filing fees and the toing and froing. It's not cheap. Somehow he's able to get time off from his job as a lawyer, working for he's been seconded, if you like, to a law firm that works only for the Democrat Party. So this guy is a Democrat Party political hack advisor. Somehow he ends up being temporarily employed by this law firm and then ends up filing lawsuits, which the Democrat Party is paying this law firm for. But he's a Democrat political strategist. That's not mentioned anywhere. That should be a red flag. That should be alarm bells. The media, the bigger channels, legacy media channels, they're presenting this case as just grassroots concerned citizens who are worried about our democracies. It's bullshit. This guy, they're a bunch of Democrat Party hack goon strategists. Here's a supposed citizens group, which isn't a citizens group. The lawyers, they select the supposed citizens group, which is really a front of a globalist NGO. And the lawyers that they hire are professional Democrat Party lawyers. And then there's a mega donor behind them. Here's another one here, one of the big social media firms has got a full-time group that works within, if you like, the central war room to somehow stop Trump, and they go around looking for people. They're going back through Trump's past, finding anyone they can lay their hands on, saying, "Hey, do you want to do a lawsuit against Trump? We'll pay for it. We'll cover all the costs. We'll provide the lawyer. We'll even sort of give you a salary while you're doing this." And it's purely a tactic and advice to find anyone. And maybe there's something there they can use, maybe not, but who cares? And this is funded by, in combination with an NGO, is funded by a very wealthy Democrat and an activist, and is paying for all this. But this is someone who's putting tens of $millions at the disposal of the Democrat Party to do nothing other than try and dig up dirt. Anything, try anything at all and see what sticks, just to harass Trump, purely on the basis of. Now, if you read sort of between the lines here, it's pretty clear they're saying, look, Donald Trump, if you drop out of the political scene altogether, you don't go in the race, we won't harass you anymore. We're only harassing you because you're going for public office and because you're not on board with the globalist project. That's the only reason we're doing it, which just goes to show the power that the globalists have, that they can mobilize the complete power of the federal Justice Department, the FBI, the CIA, the local, state level bureaucracies, like the Fani Willis bullshit in Georgia, district prosecutors. They can mobilize all of that, and they can do it with utter impunity. And that's how far they're prepared to go to pervert democracy, while all the time they're claiming they're protecting it. Oh, fuck. But I just wanted to sort of make that clear. There's a central war room where they're sitting in around, whether they do it by telephone or whatever, but they're sitting around the table strategizing. Okay, well, gee, that case in that Maine didn't work out. Look, can we get the Attorney General in state such and such to say this? Can we get Fani Willis to do it? Can we get so and so? Look, why don't? Can we just get the media to keep on talking about this talking point about Trump and so on? So that it's centrally coordinated, centrally controlled, tightly scripted. So there's a group of people at the middle of this, and I've got no doubt about it. There's a group of people in the middle of this that are every day are strategizing and looking at the tactics of how they can harass, impede, stop, somehow limit the reach that Trump has. I think it's all backfiring. A lot of it is anyway, but they're not letting up, and they're determined to do whatever they can to try and prevent a non-globalist candidate. Make no mistake, this is not about Democrat and Republican, far from it. This is about globalist and non-globalist. That's all it is. That's the divide we're looking at here. Now, Trump, if you look at his first presidency, he was sympathetic to some of the globalist project, but not other parts of it. Wherever the globalist project sort of didn't really affect American lives, sort of, quality of life and standard of living, then he kind of didn't mind so much. But when it came to well, if the globalist project has to reduce the standard of living and reduce the quality of life of Americans, then I'm not on board with it, and we need to find another way. The globalists, however, could have made an adjustment. They go, okay, well, look, we've got to live with Trump. Let's find another way of getting what we want, maybe a different timetable, maybe we look at other priorities. But instead of that, they kept like bureaucrats do. They just went bullheaded straight down the middle and determined to nuke anything that was in their way. And that's still their mentality. Trump potentially is in their way, so they have to nuke him and they have to go straight down the middle. So it demonstrates how inflexible they are. Demonstrates they're not prepared to come to the table and negotiate a debate. It's our way or the highway. And this will be their undoing in the end. So when President Trump returns to office, and I sincerely hope he does, provided he gathers the right people around him, people who are dedicated to the project. And the project only needs to be, are we going to improve the lives of Americans, American citizens or not? Are we going to do so? And if their answer is yes to that, then they will automatically oppose globalization, or many parts of it at least. And that will be, as the globalists won't negotiate or adjust or demonstrate any flexibility, then that can be the Gettysburg that we've been looking for. That can be the Gettysburg type outcome where they're turned back and they never regain the initiative after that. And let's hope that is what happens. You've been attached to us today, your Pushback channel, and thank you for listening.